Yo, talking about the new Gears of War news that just came out. Gears of War Reloaded. Uh, don't know what this means. I hope this is a remake. Uh, but the biggest news, obviously, is that it's coming to PlayStation and it's coming out in 2025. Now, there was already rumors of a Gears of War game coming out. Um, I'm not super excited. Gears of War is my favorite game of all time. Uh, Favorite trilogy of all time. More more Pacific, Gears of War 3 is my favorite Gears of all time. Favorite game of all time is Gears of War 3. Um, the reason I'm not so hype about a Gears of War Reloaded, mainly because Gears of War 1 lacks the least amount of content. I think it has the second best story after Gears of War 3, but it lacks so much content when you play it. Versus mode in Gears of War, everyone knows versus mode is not optimized for fun whatsoever. Gears of War doesn't have a horde mode in Gears of War 1. It's introduced in 2. I really hope with this Gears of War Reloaded, I kind of hope they put horde mode in. Um I did recently just play this game like a couple years ago on my channel. So it's like my memory is like stupid fresh. But I'm not that excited. I wish it was a Gears of War 3. Better. We don't know what it is. It could be a Gears of War trilogy remaster, for all we know. I really hope it is. But so far, it just is Gears of War Reloaded, which makes me think it's just the first one. Now, the biggest news coming to PlayStation 5. A lot of people, I can see why people are angry and disappointed in Xbox for putting Gears of War on PlayStation. Um, because I've been on Xbox my whole life. You know, I've played the place. I've had both. I've had both at a certain time. I owned the PS. I didn't own it, but my siblings and me had the 360 and the PS3 at the same time. Um, I only had the Xbox One for its generation, and now I'm back to Xbox again. Uh, so yeah, I did miss out the whole. I had a PS4 for like a year, but I barely played it. Um, but I will say, Gears of War coming to PlayStation doesn't bother me. I know I'm probably like a small group of people, but as long as the game is good, I never really cared about it coming to PlayStation. I do think Xbox should have exclusives though. That's the problem I have with Xbox is that you gotta have exclusives, even if they're timed. Like this is a bad business decision um, for not having it a time exclusive. Now, if you would have had a time exclusive, granted, that doesn't make people buy an Xbox, but no one's going to buy an Xbox unless you start doing exclusives. Um, like I said, a lot of people think like Xbox is just done for. They are doing pretty bad, don't get me wrong, but they're not done for in the sense that they can't make it back. They're done for in the sense that they're not making exclusives and they're not making good games constantly. The reason PlayStation is what it is today is because of their track record. The Last of Us 2, God of War Ragnarok, Days Gone, Death Stranding, all exclusives and all well received games. Wukong is still not even on PlayStation. You got the Final Fantasy series, all exclusives and all games that are beloved by fans. Stellar Blade, um, Xbox. Even when they drop a good game like Expedition 33, it's not an exclusive. They drop a good game like Indiana Jones, it's not an exclusive. Uh, and let's say Doom: The Dark Ages comes out and it's a solid 90. Let's say it's a solid 90 and or not a solid 9 out of 10 and it's non-exclusive. I I think they have, but they also drop games like South of Midnight, Avowed, um, what's, what's another game? Redfall. They also drop duds after duds after duds. So it's like you got to start making exclusives. But thing is, we already know Xbox is not in the race because everyone knows you don't make money on consoles, you make money on video games. And I think as long as the people who have an Xbox keep buying games on Xbox and use Game Pass, I think that's more than enough for them. Oblivion is another game that was a hit with the fans, and it was non-exclusive. But if you can just, keep making games that are well received, which they're doing a good job on. I'll give them that. So far in 2024, I think Xbox is doing a solid 10 out of 10 jobs. Every company is going to have a dud. PlayStation literally has Marathon coming out, and I'm 90% sure that's going to be a dud. Every game has duds. They just canceled the God of War live action. Last of Us Factions is dead. So every company has duds. But so far, I think Xbox is doing a 10 out of 10 job this year with releasing games. Um, this is not surprising though. Like I said, the moment I heard Indiana Jones got on Game Pass and Starfield, I think it's coming to PS5, not Game Pass. The moment Indiana Jones got on PlayStation, the moment Starfield is coming to Game Pass, I knew anything was on the table. Like I'm not surprised if the next Halo comes on PlayStation. It doesn't really bother me. Um, the only way that would bother me is if they got rid of Game Pass. Uh, yeah, that's like the only thing I can think of. If they got rid of Game Pass and start putting their other games on rival consoles, there would be zero reason to have an Xbox. The only reason I have an Xbox is because Game Pass, and it's very budget management for me. Like without Game Pass, I probably wouldn't be able to play games right now. But yeah, if Game Pass was to ever leave or get too expensive, well then yeah, I would just you know get a better PC. I'll probably save up for a long time and do some overtime and get a PC before or and a PlayStation because there'd be no reason to have an Xbox. Plus, I got PC Game Pass on my PC too. So, but it is nice to know that a new Gears of War, and it's always a treat to play Gears of War. Don't get me wrong. I still think Gears of War 1 is like a solid 9. Even I think Gears of War story mode is a 10 out of 10. As far as the content in Gears of War 1, it's like a solid 7. There's not really that much content in this game. That's why I'm like, I don't know why they chose this one. And there's a few things like they chose this one so they could do 1, 2, and 3 in that order. Because if you just remaster or remake Gears of War 3, it would be weird to say, okay, now we're going to 2 and then we're going to 1. But this way you can say, okay, now we're doing 1 and then we could do 2 and then we could do 3. But they all beloved. I just don't. I just think about after because I just played the story mode not that long ago, so it's not. I'm not that excited for it, and I don't think a new modern version of Gears of War is going to make the story mode even any better. It's already the gameplay still holds up to this day. What I really was excited for when I heard rumors was a Gears of War 3 remaster, so I could play Horde mode online because it's unplayable. No one plays it. I really wanted to play Gears of War Horde mode online with people. And hopefully we get that in this because there's no telling what this is. It's just Gears of War Reloaded. But yeah, that's the new news. That just came out. But peace. Watching the video and goodbye.